Alright, so we're going to be installing the door jamb and going through and hanging the door. In this video, we're going to cover everything. I'm going to show you how to do it. And this is continuing on in the same series of where we've been building these two houses from start to finish. They are looking very different right now. A lot of work's been done. I've missed a fair bit of work on this job. I've been working on my kitchen reno and a few other things. But as you can see, everything's plastered now. And before we jump into it, I want to say a quick thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So this is the door jamb that we're going to be using. It's very different to the typical MDF that we normally use for internal door jambs. If you've never heard of Square Set Reveal before, the way that these work is they actually go over the plaster, over the stud like that. We're going to screw them on through those holes in there, and then the plasters will come back up once the doors have been hung, and they'll stop up over those corners. And it's just going to be a seamless corner. The jamb and the wall are all going to be painted the same color, meaning you've got no architraves, you've got no breaks. It's just almost like a continuous wall. The first thing I'm going to do is just double check this hinge side stud. And we ideally want this to be pretty much perfect, which this one is right now. And what I'm going to do is grab the hinge side, and we're just going to slide it straight into place. So this is already very different to how you normally do a door jamb. A typical MDF door jamb, you'll be assembling it on the ground. You'll be shooting the sides and the header together and then lifting it up in one piece and shooting it in place. Obviously with this one, we're going to be doing one piece at a time. And the way I can tell the difference between the hinge side and the latch side is because the latch side has a small little rebate here for the door latch to go into. And what you can also notice is that the hinge side actually doesn't have any rebates for the door hinge to go into. Obviously we can't use our router in this and router out a rebate as well. And we're going to be using a type of hinge that actually doesn't need to be checked out into the door jamb or the door. But anyway, back to assembling the jamb. I'm going to lay that in place. We knew the stud was pretty plumb, but I want to check it with my 2 meter as well, and just make sure this thing is perfect. Before I start screwing off this hinge side, what I'm going to be doing is packing it up to allow for any flooring that we're going to be putting down on this ground. I'm packing up all the hinge sides by the exact same amount to make sure that all the tops are nice and level when we're done. And now we're going to start screwing her off. And there's a few things to think about while we are screwing this off. Now the most obvious thing we're obviously going to be checking is that this remains plumb. And honestly, I feel like I almost need glasses. Sometimes these bubbles can be pretty hard to read, especially in some low light like we're in right now. That is millimeter perfect there. So I'm just going to hold that tight. I'm going to drive a screw in at the halfway point. Kind of shuffled around a little bit, so we're just going to keep double checking. There we go, that's good there. And we're going to slide this down to check the bottom, making sure she's plumb and also straight with no kicks at all. And the other thing that we're really checking for is that this door jamb is on square, especially these corners in here. This is normally something that I can just sight and you just keep looking at and making sure it's square as you go. Because obviously if this twists out of square, when you hang your door, it's going to be out of wind when it meets the other side. So it's something that I'm keeping my eyes on right now. I can keep checking it with my square to get a rough indication that it's pretty good. But it's something that you're definitely going to notice when you put the door in if it is out of square. So I've screwed both sides off, I've tacked it on plumb, and I'm just going to keep grabbing the level, and this time I'm going to be using it as a straight edge to make sure the in-between points are nice and straight, and I'm going to start adding some screws in between. And we really want to make sure that we drive those screws in as well, because when they trail out the plaster, it's going to be going in a line from the wall to this corner here. So you need to make sure the screws are well and truly enough behind that line so they're not going to stick out and make a bit of a curve or a hump in the wall. So I've got a fair few screws now. We're locking it in plumb, locking the thing in straight, but we actually need to put a screw in every 200 mil for both sides. These screws are what's holding the jamb in place, and obviously being the hinge side, being the hinge side of the jamb, there's going to be a lot of strain on it as well. So we want to make sure that it is locked in and there's no possible way for this to move or crack the plaster. So we actually need a screw every 200 mil on both sides of the jamb. And part of that reason is because it's getting plastered around, that if there's any movement at all in this jamb, it's going to cause that corner to crack, and obviously we don't want that to happen. So I'm doing every 200 mil, then also roughly where the hinges are going to go. I'm going to double up the screws and get a few more to hold it at those points. Now, I've always done this stage using the 2 meter level, but I've spoken to a few guys who actually prefer using a laser level. I think it's actually a really good idea. Unfortunately, I left mine at home at the kitchen renovation. I was going to try it out today, but as long as you're making sure you're doing everything right, the 2 meters obviously still going to work well. All right, so next up, we've got the door header, which we're going to slide in. So we're going to have to go up in a bit of an angle like this. Actually, I've got that the wrong way. We can see that the side that the door goes on is the thickness of the door, 35 mil. So I want to put that on the inside. We'll get that over the plaster, and we've got this little lip here that tucks into the side of the jamb. And then what we're going to do is just pull these tight together and get a screw in that corner. Then I'm just going to grab a 600 level, obviously get the header nice and level, and then we're going to screw it off. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is getting 2 screws in each of the corners. All right, so I'm going to slide the other side of the jamb in, and we've got to go in on a bit of an angle so that that corner intersects like that. I'm going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, push it hard up, and I'm going to screw the corner off. And for the rest of the jamb, I'm not going to go through with the level. I'm just going to push it out of the way for now, so it's a little bit out of plumb, so we can actually get the door in here, install the door, and then once the door's in place, we're going to screw this off, making sure we've got that 3 mil quirk the whole way down. Before we start putting these hinges on, I want to speak about something else that is super important if you do have your own carpentry business or any business in the trade, and that is to have your own website so you can get more clientele and advertise the work that you do. And if you need a website, you're going to want to jump onto Squarespace, the sponsor of this video. If you don't know what they are, they're the all-in-one platform that helps you create your own website. One of my favorite things about Squarespace is their built-in SEO tools, meaning that if people are going to search for a carpenter or a plumber or whatever you are, your website's going to come up before other websites, meaning more people are going to find your website, and from that you should be able to get more jobs and more job leads. If you don't know anything about building a website, you don't have to stress at all. They've got thousands of custom templates you can choose from. And on top of that, they've got their own AI website building software that you can jump on, you can tell it what you're after, what you want, and it will build a customized website just for you. And to make everything even easier, once again, Squarespace has an inbuilt invoicing system. So you can send off your invoices through Squarespace and get paid quicker. If you need a website for your business, you can head to this link, which is in the description, and you can make your own website completely for free. And then when you go to launch it, you can use code Does Carpentry that gives you 10% off your first website or domain. And thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and helping the channel out. All right, so for starters, we're gonna screw the hinge onto the jamb side, get those right, and then we're gonna screw them onto the door. As I said before though, the hinges we're using are hinges that you don't need to do any checkouts for. This middle bit here is what gets screwed onto the door, and you can see as it closes, it actually folds inside the middle of the jamb side hinge so that it doesn't stick out at all. Sometimes you use these on MDF door jambs and it's such an easy job. Obviously for a door jamb like this though, you can't do a checkout into the jamb side, so you kind of have to use a hinge like this. In terms of marking out the hinges, what I've got here is actually a temp stick, and we've gone through and marked out our hinge heights. As you can see here, we've got a mark at the top of the stick, which is top of door. We've got a line of where the hinge is going to start, and we've just crossed it which way the hinge is going. So this bit of timber is cut at 2/340, the exact height of the door, and we've got the top of the door hinge, the middle hinge right here, and obviously the bottom hinge as well. So what we're going to do is get this temp stick, push it up hard to the top of the jamb, and then I'm just going to transfer these lines over. And these are exactly where the hinges are going. So this obviously makes this process very quick to go through and mark the hinges. And on top of that, it also minimizes any risk of errors from accidentally doing a 100mm trick and putting a hinge in the wrong spot. So this hinge here is in the middle of the door, and the top and the bottom hinges are just up and down 200mm from the top and bottom of the door. All right, so what we're gonna do with these is lay the hinge where it needs to go. I'm just gonna fold that out of the way. Is getting these little points here lined up with the side of the jamb. And when that's right, I've got a 3mm drill bit. I'm just gonna do a hole and making sure that that hole is directly in the center of the screw hole too. Now, if I drilled that hole and it wasn't directly centered, when I go through to screw the screw in, if the hole is like that, it's gonna pull the hinge to wherever that hole is. And to make it easier for myself, instead of drilling all the holes at once, I'm gonna do the first hole and we'll screw that off so that holds the hinge in place. What I'm going to do for now is only put 2 screws in. We're only putting the door in just to make sure the jambs are right. As soon as the jambs are right, the plasters will come through, they'll get rid of the doors, stop this all up. The painters will come through, paint the doors, and then when we put the doors on later, that's when we're going to completely go through and get all the screws in. I'm just making sure I do go through and pre-drill every single hole now, so that when we are going through to completely screw the door off, everything's ready to go. And obviously, we're going to be doing the exact same thing for the top and bottom hinges too. Now we've got the door, and it's time to throw the door in. And I'm going to try to do this quickly as well, because I started filming this video late, and it's getting dark outside. You can see I've set the torch up, and I don't know why it does it, but when it's low light, I think it's doing it now. There's kind of like these weird lines that start running through the camera. Super annoying. I'm not great with technology. If anyone knows why it's doing that and what I can do about it, let me know. But I think it's just happening because it's getting quite dark. Anyway, let's get this door in. So what I'm going to do is open up these hinges and have the door side of the hinge folded outwards. And then with that done, I'm just going to set the door exactly where it goes. Just keep in mind when you're using a hollow core door to read what it says about which side is the latch side. For the side that the door handle goes on, they've actually got some timber in here for the door handle to get screwed into. So if you put the door around the wrong way, your handle isn't going to work. So I'm going to slide this into place. And to make my life easy, I'm using one of these little foot clamps, which I can sit under the door, and I'm going to use this to lift the door up. So I'm just going to keep pushing the door up until I've got about 4mm either side on the top. I'm going to use some plastic packers, and I've got a bit too much. I'm just going to slide those in there, and then push the door hard up to them. We typically do want a 3mm gap around the door. We go 4mm though, because by the time that jamb gets painted and the door gets painted, plus all the plaster getting stopped up around that corner, you're probably going to be losing a mil. So with that done, I'm going to get my chisel in here and carefully, without damaging the door, I'm going to be pulling it hard to that side all the way through to the hinges right now. And now all I'm going to do is fold these hinges back around, and I'm going to mark the tops of these hinges. And this is going to show me exactly where I've got to screw these hinges onto for the door. And with those marks, I can take the door out and we'll drill the holes for the hinges with the door on the ground. All right, so this is my mark here. I've also just added a T to symbolize which side is the top, just in case I get confused. I'm going to square that mark up to the side of the door, and the marks that I've done has been the top of the hinge. So for all the marks, we're going to go below it. And the way these hinges are going to sit in are going to be like that. So what I can do in this time is fold the jamb side out of the way, and it's this little door hinge. That's where we did the mark from. So I'm going to line that up with that line. We're going to do the same thing and get those 2 points flush with the edge of the door. And then I can go through and pre-drill and screw this off. And the way I like to do this is I'm just going to leave the hinges on the jamb side. So I'm going to pre-drill these holes onto the door. I'm not going to screw the hinges on, but what I'm going to do after I've pre-drilled all these holes is hold the door up to the hinges that are already installed and just screw it straight off. I'm honestly just doing that because it's kind of saving a step and saving time by not having to take the hinges off the jamb and screw them back on here, then screw them back onto the jamb. It probably is easier to put the hinges on the door and then screw it to the jamb, but I've never had an issue doing it this way, and it is just a little bit quicker. Alright, so I'm gonna move the door over next to the hinges here, and same thing, I'm gonna get this foot clamp. We'll slide that under. And I'm just going to use the foot clamp to push up the door until the height's right, which it is there. And I can just go through and screw it off. And now we can close the door, and you can see those hinges closing on themselves like that. Alright, so the door's hung, and the last thing you have to do now is go through and screw off this latch side. And to do this, what I'm going to do is grab some packers, and I'm going to keep that quirk the same the whole way down, and just move that jamb in or out to make sure it's an even gap the whole way through. That's why we do this bit last, so that we can actually get the door in and make sure that that gap is completely perfect. Alright, so that torch I've got is pretty much the only light I've got in here. It's still a little bit light outside, but the sun is setting. You can see the sun's pretty much almost gone down, and soon I'm not going to be able to see a thing in here. All my tools are still out, so I'm not going to screw that side off for now. I'm just going to pack up. But that is how you install and hang a door with a square set reveal. Let's get out of here.